Every day, we see statistics on the news and on websites. Let's analyze some of these real-world examples of statistics and see if what we learned about confidence intervals appears in these examples. Here I have an article that says 1 in 3 children worldwide is now nearsighted. This is an article that appeared on CNN, and 1 in 3 children is about 33% of children worldwide. Now, is this percentage the true parameter, or is this a statistic? Let's click on the article to learn more about this headline. So here I have the article. I'm going to scroll down. And in the first sentence, it says more than a third of children around the world were nearsighted in 2023. And this proportion will rise to almost 40% in 2050, according to new research. It says nearsightedness refers to when closer objects are clear, but distant objects are blurry. There has been a significant rise in the prevalence of nearsightedness among children in the past 30 years. It says it went from 24% in 1990 to almost 36% in 2023. And this is according to the paper published in the British Journal of Ophthalmology. Let's click on this British Journal of Ophthalmology. So they're referencing this particular website, this particular article. It says global prevalence, trend and projection of nearsightedness in children and adolescents from 1990 to 2050. So I'm going to scroll down and it gives you some information about the background, the methods, but let's look at the results. It says this study encompasses a comprehensive analysis of 276 studies involving a total of 5,410,945 participants. They're telling us our sample size is roughly 5.5 million people, and these people are coming from the 276 studies. Now it says the findings revealed a gradual increase in nearsightedness ranging from 24%, so that was the percentage from 1990, to 35.8%, and this is the percentage from 2023. But let's look at this percentage which they said 1 in 3, they rounded it to about 1 in 3 or around 33%. This is the statistic, the point estimate, and they're telling you that there's a 95% confidence interval. The lower bound of the 95% confidence interval is 31.7, and the upper bound is 39.9. So the 1 in 3 is not a fact, it's not the true parameter, it's the statistic, it's the point estimate. So they're telling you that the true P, the true percentage of children with nearsightedness is between 31.7 and 39.9% with a 95% confidence. So they're leaving out a lot of information. This is more statistical data, but that's not usually published in the news article. They usually refer it, for people who are interested, they usually refer you to the actual statistical article. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. So on the next slide, I just summarize what we did. We went to this British Journal of Ophthalmology. We clicked on that and we looked at this paragraph and we found the confidence interval, just like what we've been doing in class. Now, the next thing I did was I Googled percentage of adults with diabetes. And here's just a snapshot of what I found. Let's Google this in real life and put it percentage of adults with diabetes and see if we get the same thing. Okay, so I've Googled percentage of adults with diabetes, and you can see that the AI says approximately 14.7% of all US adults aged 18 years or older have diabetes or had diabetes. And they're telling you this percentage, is it the true P? It is not the true percentage because we can never find the true percentage. Most likely it's a statistic. It's the point estimate, and there's a confidence interval that contains the true P. Now, if you click on this link, it will take you to the reference. The reference is also down here at the National Diabetes Statistics Report. When you click on that site, you're taken to the CDC, Center for Disease Control. And if you scroll down, you'll see this percentage that they were referencing. 14.7% of all US adults had diabetes. And they're telling you this comes from Table 1A and Table 1B. Let's scroll down. Okay, here's my table, Table 1A. And it says characteristic, diagnosed, undiagnosed, total diabetes percentage. And you can see they break this into age in years, sex, race, and up here at the top, it says 14.7, and this is with a 95% confidence. So the lower bound is 13.2%, and the upper bound is 16.4%. So we are 95% confident that the true percentage of people with diabetes or who had diabetes is between 13.2% and 16.4%. So that piece of information that they were referencing, the 14.7%, is the number in the middle, which was the point estimate. And then with the margin of error, if we calculate it, we add and subtract the margin of error, we get the 13.2 and the 16.4. And on this slide, I just mentioned what we talked about. This is not the true P. And if you click on this report here, you'll get more information. And what I did was I scrolled down to the table and I found the point estimate and the confidence interval at a 95% confidence level.